That reach killed me.
Duplicate that, especially coming to summer league guys are trying to find a job, trying to make a team, and they're playing high intensity. And to go from college back in April to now, it's tough to be in that type of shape.
Well, how do you work with Zion going forward? Because he is such a unique athlete. His frame is crazy, and if he keeps his weight and conditioning where I assume you guys want it to be, the sky's the limit for him, but you don't want injuries to set in because of weight issues. So how do you start with a guy who's never been in an NBA environment before?
And to the point they made, he did a lot of work in terms of working out one-on-none, getting shots up and doing those types of things, but that's not the same thing as playing basketball. And Aaron Nelson and his medical team with us, it's one of the big reasons that we wanted Aaron Nelson to be our VP of performance and player care.
Ooh, there we go. Nice.
Big words. But he was somebody that was really important important to us for this very reason, because anything that they put him through is going to put him in position to be better every day. He's going to work with a nutritionist with us. He's fully committed to all of it. Zion wants to be great.
Yep.
So once he gets into a situation where he's around that infrastructure, he's going to take to it very well.
I have to say, these guys were as impressed as the rest of us with the moves that you have made since taking this job. The AD trade was just the beginning of it. That dominoed into that, dominoed into that, dominoed into, and the free agent signings as well. Paul, we haven't gotten to see you since he pulled off all of this magic. What did you think?
Listen, the Pelicans are going to be one of the most exciting teams in the league to watch. They're going to be must-see TV. I mean, you got Ball, who's coming off an injury. People want to see what he can develop into. Now that the ball is going to be in his hands and not LeBron's, he can run the show. You know, you got Zion. Ingram started to come into his own. And so, you know, I can't wait to watch this ball club. They have a bright future.
And to add to that, I think J.J. Redick is a huge piece because I've been saying it for the last couple of days. I said Philly's they're gonna hurt a little bit not having J.J. on the floor because
they're
he's
gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you expect this roster to be a playoff team?
You know, we certainly want to compete for it. It was really important to us. First of all, Drew Holiday is the face of the franchise. And Drew has upside left in his game as well. I think he really wanted an opportunity to show what he's capable of if he's running the show.
Right.
And we wanted to build a team around his skill set, much the same way we did in Phoenix around Steve Nash. If we could put the right fit around Drew, we feel like he's got an altogether different level. Nobody expected Steve Nash to be two-time MVP when we signed him in Phoenix either. Drew takes that challenge very seriously. So what we want to be doing is playing in meaningful games in April and May, and we want to grow the young kids in an environment where winning matters.
But I look at, listen, I've been studying what's been going on with all these trades and these roster movements. New Orleans has a great shot to make the playoffs. I mean, there's a bunch of teams that are in the same boat. I list Sacramento in there, New Orleans. I don't know who else, but those two teams right there are going to be in the race for the playoffs.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk about Derek Favors. I mean, that just gives you another big man who's been in meaningful games. So they have a lot of experience in that locker room to bring the younger guys along.
And we're excited about Derek for the same reasons in terms of fit culturally with us. But he's another kid who has a lot of upside offensively. He's an elite rim protector who was playing with another top 5 center in the NBA.
Right.
He couldn't really show what he's capable of as a straight 5. And with the fit with Alvin Gentry in our system and the pieces that we added in the AD trade, we feel like the fit is really good and should bring out the best in everyone. But you mentioned J.J. Redick. That's the piece for us that was absolutely paramount in all of this. That floor spacing is one thing, but Vince, you know this as well as anybody. Veteran leadership in the locker room, when that veteran still has sweat equity, is invaluable to a young team.
It's funny you should mention that because Vince Carter is a free agent.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
Can you evaluate what you think Vince would bring to any team that he played for?
Well, I can tell you what he would bring to us. But
A little on-camera recruiting here, which is legal. We are
not tampering.
It's not tampering. He's a free agent. He's good. Go. Give your pitch.
So
Give your pitch.
our big thing with Vince, and I think this is true of all veterans, and you've experienced this now for several years in a row, when you go into a situation with other young players, the most important thing for you as a leader is that you're playing significant minutes. And because you're capable of doing that, the fit for him is find a team where he can do that. I hope we're that team in terms of the one you're drawn to, but in terms of knowing we have the minutes, in fairness, I don't know that I can say that. So it's a really interesting situation for us because everything that you represent is what we're trying to build our team around.
Okay, but we've talked about it for the last couple of days on this show. He plays at such a high level. Someone 10 years, 15 years younger than him. We want to see you play. We want to see you in a place you're getting those minutes.
If you've got an 18 or 19-year-old kid in the locker room, they grew up idolizing him. So it's something where the fact that he's still playing at a high level and takes care of his body the way he does, it speaks to kids in a way that a lot of guys don't.
Absolutely. All right, so when David sat down, he asked me, he said, do you guys have a what were you thinking for me? Do I need to be ready for everything?
What did you say?
And I said we don't have a formal one, but we kind of have an informal one.
Of course you do.
Because your reaction, Griff, during Friday's earthquake was caught live on camera. I think you handled it very well, but please tell us, what were you thinking?
I thought literally the sky was falling, frankly.
I
What had happened the
took
day
it,
before, literally the previous morning, we had felt the
too
quake
bad,
as
dude.
well. And we were in our film session in a conference room. And I was leaning against the room divider, and I looked back, and it looked like a wave.
Right.
The chandeliers started swinging, and light bulbs started falling out. So we literally had to get up and run out of the conference room. So I was looking up to see which part of the fixtures here were
Right.
going to stay up.
Right, and it was, the scoreboard was swinging. The speakers around it were swinging. Now, Paul is an LA native,
I'm no stranger to earthquakes.
right?
It's been a while though. It's been some years since I've been in a significant earthquake. So when it was going on, I was like, there it is.
Spoiler alert here. You're also a hell of a lot tougher than I am.
Right.
So,
Well, there you go. David, thank you so much for
Wow.
joining us. We now know you're a savvy GM and a veteran of anything that happens geologically, you can handle it.
I can handle it. Trajan Langdon was sitting next to me, and he didn't flinch. Swin Cash was on the other side. She didn't flinch. So we hired the right people to prop me up. I know that.
That could have been said even before the earthquake. Let's not kid ourselves. David, thank you so much for being here. He's going to leave Vince, who has been doing double duty for us for like 7 or 8 shows here at Summer League and calling games. We're going to finally let him off the hook. Thank you so much, Vince, for being with us. Chauncey Billups and Zach Lowe are coming in the next break. So please stay with us because we're going to discuss Russell Westbrook. Where is the best place for him to go? First, though, it's time for our distant replay from this date. Griff, you want to do it for us?
This date in 2007 featuring Shannon Brown.
Boom. See? Pro with that, too.
Yeah, you got it in.
Shannon Brown, somebody.
Nice.
That was back when you thought he was going to be a combo guard, point guard with that kind of pop.
Right.
And I feel like he got more hops as his career went on.
No question.
Vince, I felt the same with you.
Now, the last 24 hours, it's been, oh my God, Clippers. But for the first 24 hours of free agency, it was, oh my God, Nets. How did you get KD and Kyrie Irving to come join you? Because this team is going to be off the hook.
That again assumes that I recruited them. And that, like,
Don't lie to us. You are on national television right now. Do not look us in the face.
what? Time to take credit. No, I think Kyrie and KD have a beautiful friendship. And, that led to them teaming up. And I'm glad they picked the Brooklyn Nets.
Why do you think that you guys were able to step ahead in that process? Because for months, the chatter was the Knicks. And look, the Knicks have the building, MSG. They've got more of the history than, say, the Brooklyn Nets do.
Yeah.
Why do you think that you guys, in the end, were the more attractive franchise?
I think when you look at Kenny, he's a players first coach. I think when you look at Sean, he's a family first GM. I think we have a great culture. I think our young core is pretty big time. Karis LeVert had a great playoff series. Jared Allen, I believe one day will be an all-star.
Yep.
And when you look at people to pair with, I think we're more ready-made to be a championship caliber team when those two guys join the fray. So I think that's why they picked us.
I mean, you were not low-key about it. Did you guys see what Spencer did on Twitter? Right? Because, first, you took a shot at all the Knicks fans who have been telling you all season, oh, come on, we're getting KD and Kyrie, right? So you were like, Knicks fans, I did not forget about you. And you had the burning Elmo, which I think is really one of my favorite things ever. Right? And also this, everyone who said I shouldn't sign the extension, get out of my mentions. The Elmo, though, is mine.
Set fire to MSG, baby.
Right?
Set fire to MSG.
This guy's doing it. That's great.
Oh, I want to ask
That's great.
because you are a guy who played elsewhere, you played in Detroit, and so you become Mr. Net in terms of really singing the praises of the culture, which I gotta assume is at least part of the reason why those guys decided to come to Brooklyn. Maybe not because of you, but because of the culture.
Yeah.
Tell the world, put in your own words, what is Brooklyn Nets culture about?
Man, I mean, around the league sometimes, it really feels like a job. In some places you get, it's a joy to go to work sometimes. And sometimes